check it out, Flow fam, I'm a carrot! Hi Leviwand fam, this is JT here with another I Can See the String Theory video, and I'm going to be going over anchor points, harnesses, and holsters today, and taking a deeper dive into string management. I talked a little bit about this in my first video, but I feel like a big part of acknowledging the string during flow is string management, and I wanted to make that its own video separate from doing different string tricks. So this video will be more about different ways you can acknowledge the string even while doing regular flow. So starting off with anchor points. Anchor points are the foundation of a lot of long string, both string tricks and regular tricks. And an anchor point by definition is where the string is anchored to your body, literally. So for example, right now my anchor point is my neck. The string is making contact with my neck, therefore the Leviwand is attached to me at the neck. However, if I pick it up like this, I now have two anchor points, one at my neck where the Leviwand is attached, but also one at my hand where I can essentially control my wand from. So one of the more popular anchor points to start out with Leviwand is called a hand anchor point. Essentially, it's a bunch of string wrapped around your hand, creating a string management system from where you can manipulate your Leviwand. However, it doesn't necessarily look all that great. Essentially, especially if you are wanting the string to be more visible, this just looks like a wadded pile of string. But if we were acknowledging the string and wanting to make it more visibly interesting and just acknowledge it as a holistic part of the prop, what we might do instead is more of a boxing glove type wrap. And I chose a boxing glove type wrap because it looks, first of all, really, really cool. You can add some flavor, pretend to be boxing with your wand. But also it's very simple. So this one, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick your hand through the middle of your Leviwand string here. You're gonna grab with your other hand around both strings, and then you're gonna go around with this hand, grab right here, and pull it through, creating a slip knot, which you're then going to tighten around your wrist. From there, you're going to take the ribbon and you're going to wrap it several times around your wrist, like so. At which point you're going to get something kind of looking like this. Once you feel like you have your wrist wrapped pretty good, you're going to take this string or ribbon and bring it diagonally across the palm of your hand and over the top of your thumb, and then back down towards your wrist. And you're going to do that maybe like twice. Then you're going to, from this position, go under your thumb and then back across your knuckles. And then from your knuckles, you're going to wrap once around your index finger, or if you prefer to do more of a figure eight around your index finger, so you do once around your index finger and then once going around the outside of your middle finger, and then bringing the string in between. And from there, you have a hand wrap that's just every bit as functional as a regular hand wrap, but is just a little bit more visually interesting. Another alternative hand wrap that we can do is one that looks maybe more decorative, like this. And this one is a little bit more complicated to get into, so let me show you. We're going to start out with a slip knot like we started out with last time. However, we are going to grab these two strings and we're going to separate them, and then we're going to bring them around your middle finger like so. And then we are going to wrap it around our wrist, maybe 2 or 3 times. And then once it's at the bottom of your hand, you're going to go up and thread through your middle finger like this, back down, like so. Wrap maybe another few times around your wrist, until you feel comfortable with the length, in which case you're going to bring it from your thumb up and around, down under and around your middle finger once, and then twice to secure it. And then that's how you have a more decorative kind of hand anchor. So the next anchor we're going to be exploring with today is what is called a neck and arm anchor. It's another very popular Leviwand type anchor. And what it is it's a string wrapped around the back of your neck, going under your armpit here, for lack of a better word, over to your other side, and then wrapping around your arm and wrist, and eventually your finger, until you have a wrap that looks something similar to this. Something, again, if we're wanting to do something that acknowledges the string and is maybe more decorative, there are a couple of fun kind of options we can do. Starting out with your hand, with the string actually in your other hand, and wrapped around your finger once, wrapped around your wrist once, and then leaving it a little bit loose, draping the wand kind of back around your shoulders, maybe doing a singular loop here before going down and wrapping around your other wrist, and then having the string rest kind of in between your fingers here for this really cool drapey effect. That's a really simple one. So the next arm wrap I'm going to be showing you is like a slight step up from the other one, as far as just being just slightly more complicated. I still think it's very doable if you haven't explored around before. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand, you're going to make a loop with the middle of your string, put it on your finger like so, and then you're going to crisscross your Leviwand string across the palm of your hand. You're going to squeeze your palms together to hold that in place. Turn your hand down. I feel it helps if you kind of make a fist. And what you're going to do is you're going to then crisscross the string over the back of your arm. And then you're just going to do that a couple of times. A good thing is to remember to try to kind of keep your fist, when you're wrapping around, going through that bottom ribbon there. And this might take a little bit of time to practice because the ribbon does like to kind of move around on you. Essentially, you're going to do this going up your arm about as high as you feel comfortable. Then you're going to take this, then you're going to take both of these strings, go back up around your neck, and you're going to take this arm, you're going to stick it through the middle. You're going to crisscross your strings, stick your hand through that, and essentially do what you were doing on the other side, just a little bit in reverse. Once you get to your wrist, you're going to wrap it around a few times, then wrap it around you're going to wrap it around a few times. If one side of your string is longer than the other, you might wrap it around an extra time to kind of take up some of that slack. And then you're going to take this string, wrap it around your pointer finger, and you have kind of this really cool ballet lace-up effect on your arms while you're flowing, and still, again, maintaining function. So progressing from anchor points, we're going to be talking about harnesses. Harnesses, by definition, are a series of straps and buckles connecting one person, thing or animal to another person, thing, or animal. Usually with the idea of creating a hands-free experience, but not always. The popular Leviwand harness that you see used a lot usually starts out with a neck anchor, goes around the back, up over the shoulders, and then wraps around the arm and fingers, and looks kind of like this. Okay, so if you wanted to do a more decorative hands-free type of harness, a simple way to do that would be start out using a cat's cradle, which we've done in some of our other videos. We put the back of the string around our neck, and then we wrap our arms crisscrossing kind of under the strings, like so. We can then take our cat's cradle, lift it up, and then go bring it around our head, drop our strings, and slip our arms through, like so. And that creates kind of a hands-free harness where we can maybe spin around, we can maybe do some like dancing type stuff, and then just have our wand sort of resting by our side. And then when we're done, we just bring our hands back over our head and unwrap ourselves. However, if you want your wand to be coming out in front of you instead of behind you, you do what I've been calling a clown's collar harness. It is one of my favorite harnesses to do, and it would look like this. What you do, starting with the string on your back, you're going to cross in front of your neck, wrap each side of your Leviwand string around each arm. We're then going to crisscross in front of you like you are making a cat's cradle. And then you're going to take and widen your arms out, take your arms behind your neck, crisscross your two loops again, and then you're going to drop your arms through, creating this really cool kind of harness necklace figurine that again allows you to go hands-free. So it is starting to get a little bit warm out here for me, so I'm just going to cover one last concept before I go, and that is holsters. Holsters are a great way of storing and traveling with your object while you're walking around concerts, festival grounds, or anywhere you wouldn't necessarily just want to put your wand down. The difference between a holster and a harness is that with a holster type move, your wand is more secured to your body. Whereas with the harnesses we were practicing, the wands tend to hang a little bit looser. The holster I'm going to show you is what I'm calling a belt holster. It starts out with the Leviwand string behind your back. You're going to take your dominant hand through the loop in the midsection of your Leviwand string here. You're going to pull the string on the other side through this loop, and you're going to keep pulling until your Leviwand is all the way through. And then you're going to tighten it up around your waist, basically just creating a slip knot. And then from there, you are going to do a couple of waist straps, and then just slip your wand right through the wraps, like so. And that creates a really easy belt holster. Okay, so that was a very basic holster. If you wanted to get into something with a little bit more interesting design, my partner, Mr. Distracted, was recently showing me a holster that I really think is cool, and I'm going to demonstrate it for you now, with their permission, of course. And it starts out with the Leviwand string back around your neck again, and just like if you were going into one of the popular Leviwand harnesses, you're going to take this string out here and place it back under your arm, like so. You're then going to take your wand here and wrap it around your waist. And then for the final part, you're going to take your wand, you're going to take it and put it over your shoulder, and then you can secure it using the wrap that is around your waist. This works a little better on them because they are taller than I am, but essentially what it looks like on them is that they have this really cool sword sheath situation going on that I think is really fun. On me it is a little bit lower, but still very functional. But again, just like with anchor points and harnesses, with holsters you can get as intricate and creative as you want. And I hope you find some fun new spaces to play in today. And it's great talking to you. I'm gonna get out of the heat.